Seraphim Rose. What a great guy. Now, some people write icons to him and claim he's a saint. Don't worry, many heretics this happened with. Not only did he invent the toll houses. Now, there was, again, like I said before, a Russian or a Slavic tradition among the monasteries of something like basically toll houses, but not as we know them. The construction of them came with the quote mining and the proof texting from other church fathers and stuff out of the Philokalia and taking quotes and sentences wildly out of context. But he also fully embraced the ecumenical movement. This is a saint, somebody who who would allow Hindu to take the Eucharist, or not to that's okay. You can pray with the. I mean, you can pray amongst the Muslims. They have the same God as us. You can venerate the Quran. Saints don't say this. Not to mention he's part of Roac. But even if you love him, right? And the nun that I briefly got to meet, but a woman who I was very close to, we went to the same parish for years. When we were talking about the toll house, she says, that was nun is Seraphim. That was her spiritual father and her confessor. I don't know if she said confessor because I think they confess. The nuns confess to other nuns, and then they'd get the absolution from the priest. That even Seraphim Rose said, tread extremely lightly when dealing with the toll houses. And before his death, I think he died in the 80s. Not to treat that this teaching is not for everybody, and it's not dogmatic. Well, what do you do with that then? It's just a teaching. It's just a discipline, and with that, with his perversion of what the toll houses used to be, I don't even know if they were called toll houses when the Slavs were using them, but what he created does actually spit in the face of the grace of God. It passes on the cross, and it slaps St. Paul in the face and pisses on the epistles to the Galatians and Romans, and it pisses all over baptism, the Eucharist, and all of our funeral prayers, because where is the toll houses mentioned in our funeral prayers? It's not an innocent thing. Because even his followers who are like, say, oh, well, it's a good discipline for those in the monastery, but not amongst the laity. How could that possibly be? If it kills the central point of the gospel, if the cross actually meant nothing, if you have to work, you have to be so good to pass this demon at this toll house. Not to mention, that is Gnosticism. Passing the archons as you get to the higher realm of light, that is 100% Gnosticism. He was mostly influenced by the 60s and Hinduism. This is a not toll houses. Toll houses are a Gnostic teaching. That's why you could see it was easy for an ecumenist, for somebody who was huge in the ecumenical movement, like Seraphim Rose, to try to take the pure church, the Eastern Orthodox Church, and blend it with Hinduism, because he was a former Hindu. He was a former cultist. And it's so clear that it is Gnosticism. And not it even qualifies in the fact that it's a secret teaching. Yeah, you'll never hear about it in liturgy. None of the councils or creeds will mention it. Uh, it's never heard even in a funeral service. Nothing is mentioned this, but only secret initiates know. You could be on your way to God, and at the 39th toll house or whatever, I think there's 40 of them. There might be 30. So at either the 29th or the 39th toll house, and if you didn't, if you committed this sin, right, even though your baptism covers it, and so does penance, it says all that you have said and not said, uh, God has no more care for your sins. That boom, slide all the way back down to hell. Doesn't matter. The archons, the demons, the angels, they're not your judge. You could say the council of the righteous is your judge of the saints, the church, Christ, the Trinity. But this is clearly archons and Gnosticism coming from an ecumenist who was a cultist Eastern religion indulger before he came to Orthodoxy, and he brought a lot of that into Orthodoxy, just as Augustine, whether you want to think he's a saint or not, or blessed Augustine or not, brought in predestination and original sin and the filioque. Almost the filioque. It was almost there before he said, no, let's not have that in there. Into Western Christianity. And the seeds that he sowed would end up with 1054 in the split. All right, peace to you.